Oh, come on.
He is looking for a second date update this morning. Jamie, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I've been a fan forever. This is like the first time I've ever called you.
I was just going to ask if this is your first time on Second Date Update. We've actually gotten 1 or 2 repeat customers in the past.
Yeah, I'm still not sure I want to do this, but I do need answers, so.
Well, we'll do our best for you. Why don't you tell us how you met Kenneth and how the first date went, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, okay. So I met him on Match, and we talked for 2 weeks maybe before meeting up for drinks. And, we had decided to keep the first meeting really casual. I already knew that we had a lot of common. We both relatively, new back in the dating pool, and neither of us wanted to really rush anything. So, nice and slow, no pressure at all. And I really thought we were on the same page, and it felt like we were when we were together. I mean, we were at the brewery for about an hour and a half, and it was great. And we talked about all kinds of stuff, and he really seemed interested. I mean, he was asking a lot of questions and then really listening. And I feel like, most people these days aren't really good at listening. So when someone is, I really notice, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Did you think he was a good listener?
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
That was a little joke. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say,
Jeff is rather well known for his, he is very skilled at selective listening.
What?
But you know what I mean? This day and age, when a guy listens to you, you notice,
He's honed in. He's connected. He's there. He's present. He's paying attention.
It's so rare and unusual that women notice that.
Yeah. So another thing is that I really like to ask a lot of questions. It's just something about me. It's how I get to know people. And he answered all of them. And he seemed totally okay with it, because I would say, I know I ask a lot of questions. I'm just really curious, and you don't have to answer them if you don't want to. And he was always like, no, I don't mind. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. And I loved that. I love open people, and I was really open with him too. And I don't know, it just went really well. And he even said that. He said he had a great time and he was looking forward to seeing me again. So I don't know. That's why I'm confused, because I never heard from him. And I think I texted him twice and no answer.
Okay.
And this has been more than 24 hours since you.
Yeah, we have to ask now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did his answers to your questions, did you like them? Were they the answers you wanted to hear? And I ask because Jen is really good at asking questions, and sometimes she leads you down a corner, and then you're like, I don't even know the answer, but I'm saying stuff because she just keeps asking questions.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like there were questions that he was really honest about that maybe I wouldn't have been like, wow, I wish you would say that. I asked him, had he ever cheated on anyone? And yeah, and he said, yes, he had, a couple years ago, he had cheated on someone. And that's what I mean. He was just really honest.
Wow.
He was super open. And I mean, if I'm asking the question, I can't be mad at the answer,
That's right.
Right. And did you ask him why he cheated? Did you get into that? And were you satisfied with his answer?
Yeah, I said, I kind of got into why it happened, and basically it was one of those things where they had just been in the relationship for so long. When you already check out of a relationship, you should have broken up a year ago and you didn't, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many other things though that we talked about that were not negative,
Right.
Maybe he feels no need for a second date because you covered everything in the first one.
There's nothing else to talk about.
He's already sick of you.
I'm done.
Oh, stop.
I'm kidding.
Same.
Yeah, I hope not.
No.
I mean, to be that honest on a first date has got to be very, fulfilling. I can see why you're what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, it was such a good date, and so it's upsetting. I don't know. I feel crazy. I don't know.
So how did the date end?
Oh, it ended great. He drove me home. He there was no kiss or anything, but it was there was a look, it was oh, are we going to kiss? Are we not? You could feel the chemistry there, but we said we were going to go super slow. So I wasn't disappointed when I walked away,
Okay. Well, why don't we take a break? And when we come back, we'll call Kenneth and we'll ask him a bunch of questions. We'll see how open and honest he is with us. As Second Date Update continues next with Jeff and Jen, Cincinnati's Q102.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, it's Tim, and if you're like me, you want to savor all of the seasons. When you replace your outdated windows with new ones from Universal Windows Direct, they're going to open smoothly to enjoy those summer breezes and lock and close perfectly to keep that cold air in on a hot, humid day.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Okay, Jamie met Kenneth on Match, and they talked for a couple of weeks before they got together to have drinks. They wanted to kind of keep it casual, sort of ease their way in. I guess they're both kind of new to the dating pool because they've been in other relationships. So they hung out at the brewery and just talked for a good hour and a half. And not only is Kenneth a great listener, he was great at answering questions as well. Like there was no question that threw him off or seemed to make him uncomfortable. And Jamie thought he seemed pretty open and honest, which she was very impressed with. And they're both trying to take it slow, so she didn't really leave the date with any expectations, except maybe a text or a phone call.
Something.
Neither of which she got. And what did you do to try to get a hold of him? Did you send a text or are you just waiting to see what happens?
I sent, I think, 2 texts.
Oh, you did? Okay. And nothing?
Nothing, yeah.
All right. You ready to call him?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I mean,
What have I got to lose?
right.
Let's do it.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Kenneth?
Are you there?
Yeah, this is Kenneth. Who is this?
It's Jeff, Jen, Fritch, and I don't know why I'm yelling. It's
Because
Jeff.
he's yelling at you.
That's right. It makes me feel like I need to yell back. It's Jeff, Jen, Fritch, and Tim at Q102. How are you this morning, Kenneth?
What? Jeff and Jen, is this a second date update?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my God. I can't believe I've never thought I'd get one of these calls. Classic.
Are you in
Oh,
your
my
car?
God. Yeah.
Well, sorry, we don't mean to catch you if this is a bad time. Do you have a few minutes to chat with us?
Yeah, I want to talk to you guys. Are you kidding me? Jeff and Jen? Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening. I appreciate the fact that you're a fan. That's great.
Yeah, man. So what's going on? Why are you calling me?
Well, as you said, it's a second date update call, and you went on a date not that long ago with Jamie, and she hasn't heard from you since, which is why we're calling.
I knew it. Yeah, okay.
Are you dating anyone else, or is she the only one you've seen recently?
Oh, no, I'm not dating anyone else.
So one of the things, she said a lot of great things about you. You know, she talked about like what a great listener you are, how open and honest she thought you were. And she did say that, you know, you both are relatively new to the dating scene and you're trying to take things slow. But I don't know. I just feel like 2 weeks is really slow, you know?
Well, you're right. You know, look, I was really honest with her about everything. And, you know, it was a great day. We had a good time. We really did. She asked me a lot of personal questions and stuff. And that was cool. I didn't mind that, you know. I didn't lie or sugarcoat or try to avoid anything. I just answered every single question that she asked me, and I made it clear that she could ask me anything. That's all.
Okay, so that seemed to go well, at least in her mind.
Yeah.
And so was there anything that you picked up from that conversation that didn't sit well with you?
No, I thought the whole conversation, I had a really great time. I really enjoyed the date and was totally planning on texting her back and, you know, going out again and seeing what happens. But I changed my mind.
Okay.
Ooh, wow.
Care to share why?
Well, I got a call from my ex-girlfriend wanting to know why my new girlfriend was reaching out to her, asking her all kinds of questions about me. Like, I thought that was pretty messed up. And so I changed my mind.
Hold on. Your ex called you and wanted to know why your quote-unquote new girlfriend was calling her?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, like, she tracked her down on Instagram and was, like, sending her messages, asking about our relationship and if, like, where things stood, if we were cool.
This is so...
Like, I told her about my ex. She asked me about past relationships, and I told her all about my most recent breakup and how, like, we had been engaged, but we mutually decided not to go through with the wedding. And I told her why and everything. And, you know, she still felt compelled to, like, reach out to her, and I have no idea why.
Oh,
You know?
that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my ex was pretty pissed off, upset about it. You know, she's not back out there dating, I don't think, and I think it kind of hurt that I was. You know?
Oh man.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. I can see people doing a little digging and investigating, but then actually contacting
out.
them.
That's a lot.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you got to look. You got to stalk the exes a little. I mean, it just feels like that's natural.
But, you know,
with
the
social
exes
media.
don't need to know that you're back
No.
out
Right.
there dating.
Ooh.
That-
Okay, so Kenneth, we have Jamie on the line. Let's just ask Jamie. I mean, there's fact checking and then there's fact checking.
what were you thinking?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You know, this was not my intent at all. And I feel kind of embarrassed the way that you responded, everybody to it. But, you know, it's like you spoke so highly of her, which I thought was sweet, but also, I don't know, just like a tiny bit concerning, I guess, because I really like you. Like, you know, I like you a lot. And I don't want to get entangled if there's like a possibility of an ex coming back into the picture. You know, I've had that actually happen to me before. And there's really nothing I fear more. So I guess I just, you know, I reached out to her like woman to woman to see if there were feelings there for her that could cause trouble for me down the line. I was really nice. Like, I just introduced myself. I said that I met you and I thought you were really great, but like, I didn't want to put my heart on the line if, you know, if it wasn't really over for you two. And I heard your side and I believe you, but I just like really wanted to hear hers too.
Did you not consider, though, that she might go back to him and say, hey, and what that would look like?
Honestly, like, I felt like the conversation was so respectful. Like, I guess I just didn't think she would. Yeah, I mean, and even if she did, like, I'm not, like I said, like, I'm super open and honest, and I wouldn't deny it. You know, it was just, I don't know, it's just, she seemed really nice, and I was coming at it from such a genuine place. I guess I wasn't feeling like it was sneaky.
It doesn't matter. I told you what my version of the story was, that relationship was over and that it was never going to work. And that's like all she needed to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now I have trust issues with Jamie. And so that relationship is just not going to work, you know? And that's too bad, too, because I liked you, Jamie. I did. I had a great time. But right off the bat, you know, there's like a 50-foot red flag just flapping in the wind, and I'm out. No second take.
Oh, wow.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, really. I'm sorry, Jamie. I don't know what to tell you. He sounds pretty adamant.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I really messed up.
What would have happened if she would have said to you at the end of your date, hey, how would you feel about me reaching out to your ex and just making sure that she's in the same place you are with the relationship being over?
I would still think that's weird.
Same. I mean, why do they even need to talk?
No.
You
I
would have been
say,
like, no.
You seem very nice, but I think you have trust issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, when you give me the chance to go on a few dates and see if I'm bringing anything up, I'm acting shady, if, you know, trust is built over time, not just on the first date, let me call your ex. That's crazy. Sorry, no offense.
No, but that's someone, I mean, most of us don't want to have contact with our ex again. So that's a sleeping dog I'd rather let lie than you calling her. And it's just, no, I don't want to go there.
Someone else
Same.
choosing for you to have contact with your ex.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to come up with any situation where it might be okay. And I don't think I have.
Yeah.
Maybe if kids were involved,
If
like
there were
down
kids
the
involved.
line. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
down the line.
Yeah.
If kids were involved.
And they're still in each other's lives for that reason.
And they said,
Yeah.
hi, it's Fritch. I can tell you're going to be spending time with my daughter. I just wanted to meet you, talk to you, verify a couple of things, etc. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Kenneth, for taking the call. We really appreciate that. We love that you're a fan and that you listen to our show.
Jenn. Woo!
Yeah. Jamie, I'm sorry it worked out the way that it did, but if we can ever help you out again, we'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
All right. You take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. If we can do a second date update for you, shoot us an email, Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com. Coming up, straight ahead, you're not alone if you feel stressed the minute you wake up. We'll talk about that. Also, how long does it take you to pack